Okay, we got a 2015 GMC Chevy Yukon, Denali. Here is what we're gonna hook up the line out converter from the left side, and we're gonna run the power wire, a 4-gauge wire from the battery. I was probably thinking about going to the right side instead of the left side, but the left side probably easier, so I'm gonna figure out which side I'm gonna run. All right, well, I'm gonna have to going to do the right side, the passenger side. You're gonna have to take the 7mm. It's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4. The hardest part was the this side on the kick panel right here, the right side. Those are the hardest one. You probably need like a socket, 7mm socket. I use a screwdriver right here, not screwdriver. You can get this at the Lowe's or any hardware store, but I wouldn't use that. Just if you have a 7mm socket, just use. Oh, I made a hole right there. This is the right here. If you're looking at this plastic right here, you want to go about an inch from here, from the plastic, to go over here, and then between the middle, I mean from the bottom right here to this little, about an inch from the bottom to the top, and then an inch from that side. So it's 1 inch right in this hole right here. See that hole? You can freeze that if you want. You don't want it too far over to the right a little bit. There's a wire in the back, in the front. I mean, you don't want that. You want it just perfectly right here. So you make the hole. You can see right there. I made a hole just for the 4-gauge wire. Now I'm going to start from here. You can purchase this from Advanced Auto Part. It's called a door trim remover. Just keep going like that, starting from here and keep going, and then pull this back out. And then also this one, what you're gonna have to do, you're gonna have to pull it out like this. Just grab it like that and pull it. Using one hand is pretty difficult, but yes, yeah. Just go like that. Nice, like that, and just pull it out, and then do the same thing as the other side. What you would have to do, once you get the rubber out, you want to put the hook right there and pry it up. There's a couple right there, 1, 2, and then once you get that out, just lift it up and put on the side. And then you will have to run the wire in here. Now, in order to remove this part, you will need to cut this electrical tape right here. Where is it at? Right there. Just cut it off right here. There's a couple of them. And then you will need, see this part right there? See that hook? You want to put a flathead. Where's it at? Where's my hook? Okay. Right here. Push it in and pull it up. Whew. And then lift it. And how many this got? Yeah. 1, 2, 3. A few of them. So you kind of have to look for them. Can't do it with one hand. So you see right there. That right there. Okay, I did the one close to the doors, so for the outside, instead of this, the back side. So you want to start it from there, going up there and open it. But now once you open it, you see you don't have much room. Okay, you 4 gauge a little bit tight, 8 gauge is good, but odd gauge, a 0 gauge, you will need to run it down on the bottom right there. But I'm gonna try to do it right here. I think I should be able to do it okay. So now I'm gonna run the power wire to the battery, from the battery, and go down here and go all the way to the back. I was thinking about running a remote wire too, just in case it required a remote. Used in Kislock 2, it's got a built-in remote wire, but I don't trust it. So I'm gonna run a remote wire up there outside. What's the remote wire gonna cost me? Because I don't want to redo it again. And also I'm gonna run the bass knob control on this side too, since I'm working from this side. I'm gonna run it that way to the front where they can adjust the bass knob. Now I ran the red wire or the blue wire for the remote with the power, push it in through. I'm going to cock it or using the hot glue and block the. I'm shoving all the red wire and everything down, the remote wire and the bass knob controller, push it down and then just put it back in there. Put the clip back in like so. Now I ran everything already. I'm doing the ground. What you usually do, you want to sand it really good. I usually use the brush like this with the drill and brush it really quick. And then I use this. Now some people mentioned to me about, why you're not using a bigger screw or longer screw. I don't want to do that because a lot of car, it does got a lot of plugs and wire or a gas line, brake line right underneath there. You have to really be careful where you're going through. You have to make sure the bottom one, check the bottom one and making sure that there's nothing behind it. But usually I use about half an inch. Half an inch is good because it really, anything that's underneath there, they usually leave about an inch. But you still have to be careful though, because you know, if you run it through a gas line or something like that, that wouldn't be a great thing to see. So here it is running. Got to mention, there's the this piece, do not cut this piece right here. This is a wire. This is a wire to the seat or something. I'm not sure what it is, but do not cut this part. You see something black right there? Do not cut that. That's not a tape. That's a wire. So I ran it underneath of that. Now I'm gonna go to the I'm gonna run the speaker wire from the amplifier, from the subwoofer wire to the amplifier, and run the high-low converter there. I'm going underneath right there and pull the wire up about a foot right there, and then run this wire back over there to that seat. Now what you're gonna need to do, you're gonna need to replace, remove this part. Just take a flathead and pry it out, and you're gonna go underneath here, and you want to look for the plug, the black plug on the top. You want to remove that by pushing this, can't see, pushing that that button right there. Now when I'm talking about pushing a button, you want to push this clip right there down and then shake it left and right, and while you're pulling it out also. You want to hook up the subwoofer wire, which is blue, gray, and gray, black. Blue, gray is positive, and then gray, black is negative. It should be number 1 and number 5. If you look and see, I'm hooking up the gray, blue, blue, gray to the positive, and then gray, black to the negative. I'm using a T-tap and a male insulated quick disconnect. Things hooked up as it should right there. I use wire loom right there, and as you can see, this remote wire right there, I'm gonna just leave it right here because I'm not gonna use it. Okay guys, after everything's installed already, luckily me is that I ran the remote wires from the front already, so I don't have to redo it again. From the subwoofer out there to over here, for some reason it does not get a signal. The Kislock 2, which is the line out converter, it does not send a remote wire. I tried this second one I tried. I thought it's got a bad converter, high-low converter, so, or line out converter, I should say that. So now I'm gonna take this blue one off. Now if I jump this between the power and the remote, the amp came on. So I'm gonna take this remote wire and ran that red wire. I hide it in underneath here. I'm gonna run that. I'm gonna hook it up to the fused accessory, and then that should be all. Right here I'm running the remote wire. I'm using that. Put it on, if you're looking from this side, the front side of the car, and looking, well actually if you're looking like this from the front of the car, you want to hook it up to the 45. You want to put the one that's close to you right here. For the accessory, it's number 45. It said 10 amp ALC run and crank. I thought it would be accessory run and crank, but it's the same thing, run and crank. So when you crank the car, that's when it come on and stay on. See, I make a notch right there so you can put the wire so it won't damage the wire.